Bird Biotech is exploiting market segments with powerful, reimagined biotech products. And with me, Fabian Deneault, the CEO, and then also Rich Forbis, the sales manager. So we're going to get an update here on Black Bird. And Fabian, let's start with you, because when we talked a few months ago, you had talked about funding and the potential of that. Is there any news there?
Yes, we just finished a $1.5 million raise through our Reg A offering. That gives us a great opportunity to go into 22 without any debt, and also to allow us to start expanding our organization. And that's why we have Rich Forbis with us. He is our sales manager, and wonderful opportunity for our company to bring Rich on board with his experience. I'm just looking forward to that. And why don't you talk to Rich a little bit, and I'll be here for
Okay, we'll come back to you. So, and Rich, you had talked about taking this from a regional brand to a national brand. So elaborate on that a little bit.
Well, thank you, Jane. Yep, my focus is to bring the company from a regional perspective to a national perspective. Right now, we are qualified in 31 states, and that continues. So we are looking forward to moving the brand from just a regional brand and moving a little bit away from cannabis into the broader market. There's I think I read 180 different plants that are affected by mites and molds and mildews. So we are looking to expand not only for the growers and the commercial growers, but also those that are enamored with gardening. So we believe our product can help everybody in that segment.
And when you say qualified in 31 states, that's the MiteXstream product is qualified.
That is correct.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure I understand. And then, so how does that state qualification go? And you can both weigh in on this. Like, what has to happen to
Jane? Once we receive the EPA certification, then each state requires that we be certified in their state. So some of the states are very easy. Montana, Nevada, Michigan have been very easy. When you get to states like California, they require efficacy testing. And so with that, we've done that testing. Just amazed at how MiteXstream performed in that testing. That report should be out by the end of the month, of this month, and is just something we're very excited about. So that'll then go into California. We'll pay the fees there to get certified within the California system, and that will help us there. We're also doing the same thing and seeing the same efficacy testing needing to be done in other countries. We've had a lot of inquiries from outside the United States and are excited about that. But a lot of that requires this efficacy testing that we've had done. So we're real excited about that. One of the things I wanted to talk about in that is I'm getting a lot of questions. Is this safe for bees? With the testing we have done, it is proving to be safe to bees. We're actually going into doing some testing and figuring out if we can use it to control bee mites. So doing a little tweaking on the product there. But where we've seen testing where bees have been involved, we've had no issues, and look forward to exploiting that, because that's a big part of the pesticide issues in the world.
Oh, that's right. And the bee population is declining. It's a huge problem for our food supply. And I don't think people know that in general, but it's an issue and they can't quite figure out why that's happening. So it's very interesting. Can we back up for a second and maybe you both could weigh in? Just explain the MiteXstream product, just for people that didn't see our previous interviews.
Okay, MiteXstream is a food-grade, plant-based biopesticide. So what I've been able to do is to take very inert ingredients from plant-based products and get those to work with the all the ingredients. One of the things that I try to explain is we take an ionic and an ionic molecule and get them to bond, which I've been told is impossible. But anyway, that's the kind of the science behind what we're doing. So using that plant-based food-grade ingredients, this biopesticide was designed, as I previously have mentioned for the cannabis industry and spider mites. We also found it worked very well on molds and mildews in breaking those down, especially powdery mildew. As we've gotten into this, we're finding that it's much bigger than the cannabis industry. And that's where I'm excited Rich is on board, because we're finding it in vegetables and flowers and coffee and just a lot of different crops that are highly affected by spider mites, losing anywhere between 5 and 30% of their crop to spider mites. So that's what the joy is we've taken something that is a bioscience and been able to put it together as a pesticide that is, I won't say it's better for our environment, it's better for our humans and animals, because we're not taking in those highly toxic chemicals that are found in most pesticides.
Well, let's bring Rich in then, because you had mentioned briefly about how you're looking to expand beyond cannabis. So are you waiting on some trials, or like what's the next step to be able to sell this beyond cannabis application?
That's a great question. We're strategizing right now. We just been talking with some nursery buyers, and we've been kind of formulating a plan about how best to go about doing this and moving it from a regional brand to a national brand. So we're in contact with folks on the commercial side. We have some inroads in some of the hardware stores and things like that. So we're looking at whatever is the best possible route that we can get the message to those that will benefit from our product.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then Fabian, just, I mean, kind of talk to me about the pandemic. How did you progress during this difficult time? And were there good, bad? Explain your situation.
Well, yeah, the pandemic, of course, caused supply shortages across, and we're still seeing that in industry across the board. Supply chain issues set us back a little bit, as did the pandemic, because we weren't able to get a couple of the ingredients in a timely manner. Now we've got that supply chain sorted out. The pandemic kind of slowed everything down, especially from the government agencies. So it took us longer to get through to this point than we had anticipated. So now we're there, and now we're excited to be coming out of the pandemic for everyone. And one of the things that is going to be affected, and I think people are going to start really seeing this at the grocery stores, is produce, vegetables. All of that is affected as well with the worker shortages. And so everything kind of rolls together. And now that we're coming out of the pandemic, people are starting to pay attention to supply chains and what does it mean to us as consumers?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the thing you learn about in high school economics, and you never really, you just take it for granted that it's going to work. And now we know what it's like when it doesn't. Well, thank you for the update, and congratulations to you, Rich, on the new position.
Thank you, Jane.